Check it out. Here at the CZ booth at Enforce Tech 2024. Unfortunately, you won't be seeing this video as part of our Enforce Tech 2024 coverage. We're getting a little sneak peek with my buddy Lucas. You guys remember Lucas from our CZ videos this past summer. Not only is he a good-looking and intelligent man, he's also part of the team here at CZ, testing, development, unfortunately, marketing as well. So, Lucas, you're going to tell us all about the brand new CZ Bren 3. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so this one is a new CZ Bren 3. So I believe that your audience already know the well-renowned Bren 2, and this is another step forward. So we did some changes. From the very first look, it might look familiar, but we did some major changes to make it even more fit for today's combat and make it even more reliable, more accurate, and more fit to the needs of the special
Spell it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So start from the front. We did some changes on the barrel. So the barrel speaks for everything. So we have changed the profile. We all know that the Bren 2 has like a pencil profile of the barrel. This one is like semi-heavy. And we know that there's a little bit addition of the weight, but there comes a stability and performance with the new profile, right? So as I already mentioned, we want to bring new level of the reliability. Once you want to fulfill the AC225 test, the NATO standards, we want to go even above it. So that's why the heavy barrel, it comes with all the qualities. We all know. We also changed the gas settings. So the regular Bren 2 has a regular, adverse, and closed. With this one, we have a -1, 1, and plus. -1 suppressor use, obviously, because we account on the regular use of the suppressor as a standard feature. That's the future. Then there's adverse conditions, or minus is the suppressor. Then there's a regular use and adverse conditions. So we stepped out from the closing the port for obvious reasons. So we replaced it with the suppressor setting. We also changed the forend, so the body is now split. So the Bren 2 has like a monolithic body. With this one, we have a body over here and then forend. You guys might notice that we have two different designs, and there is even more. So there will be different lengths, different profiles to accommodate suppressor, like in this case of 300 blackout, but also like a regular use once you want to put a suppressor up front. Otherwise, there are also versions with the rails on top, rail on the bottom, all just M-LOK. We did some changes on the frame. You might notice the extra screws right here. So these are holding the reinforcing rods made out of steel. Because once we ran like very high numbers of the rounds, the bolt carrier group started to eat the body from the internal, right? So we wanted to avoid it to make it more strong, even more robust, and make it last longer.
So essentially, these are like tracks on the inside, like steel tracks on the inside of the receiver for the bolt carrier group, and as those wear down, you could replace them by those screws.
Yes. So the body will outlive like the whole system, so we just wanted to add even more steps further with it.
And that's a trend that we're seeing with a lot of these new next generation rifles, where the upper is going to last forever because all the wear components inside the upper receiver are now, you can change them out.
Yes. We have also changed the takedown. So with the Bren 2, you have to remove the stock fully to take it apart. Not anymore. So you need to just fold the stock, remove the trigger control group, and then just fold the stock, and then you have full access to the internal parts. You can still shoot with the stock fold, but it makes the life easier. We are also saving some parts, so there won't be lots of parts hanging around once you take it apart. You can also very easily remove the stock. The forend. There's just 2 buttons right here, so you just need to make the slide stop, then just squeeze those buttons down and just roll it down. There's also options. Once there's a unit which chooses one design or one style of the handguard forever, we can add the screws to make it even more tight and more robust. We did also changes on the breech block, so we want to underline the reliability, extraction under all circumstances, under all conditions. So that's why that we also did some minor changes on the bolt carrier group to make it more fit, and it makes sense for us. But generally remains the same. Mechanism remains the same. The trigger system remains the same. We are working on something new, but you will see it in the future. But at the time, the trigger group remains the same. We did some changes on the stock as well. So we wanted to change the profile of the buttstock to make it more friendly with the vests and with the ballistic protection, etc., etc. So it's a cool new facelift of the platform, and this one take the platform way ahead for the future. So this part has been reinforced. So originally on Bren 2, this part is made out of the polymer, right? We machined this one out of aluminum, so it's more robust and it withstands even more aggression, with the firearm. Once moving fast, you are falling down, you are jumping off the vehicles. This one helps you out to keep the platform robust and even more reliable.
Let's start with parts compatibility. What's the parts compatibility going to be like between the Bren 2 and the Bren 3?
That's a good question. I believe that the bolt carrier group remains the same, so you can use this one. Otherwise, you cannot really use the stock because we have a different interface right here. The lower receiver, fully the same. You can just replace it. We still use, our pattern of the magazines. It's still, Stanek or NATO standard AR-15 magazine. But that's pretty much it. Also, charging handle remains the same. We'll have options with the foldable charging handle, so it can be attached on both sides in the same time. You can have it fully ambi if you want. So there's new designs to that. There's lots of changes.
Me and the audience aren't going to hold you to this, but is it safe to say that less than 50% of the parts are interchangeable with the Bren 2?
That's pretty much right.
This is a substantial overhaul, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, oh my God, there's no parts compatibility with the Bren 2. I think that all the features that you guys have added in the Bren 3, this really does bring it to the next level.
Yep.
The Bren 2 already very tough, already passed the AC-225, the NATO testing standard, which is incredibly intense. And then for this to be even a step beyond that, I think that's incredible. Do you know accuracy numbers for the medium contour barrel?
Yes, so the accuracy will be increased. So we all know the accuracy of the Bren 2, so we are talking about like a 3-2-ish MOA, depends on the, how you slept, right, pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
On ammo as well. But with this one, the groups will be tighter. So we have different profile. There is still chrome lining in the barrel, but we did some changes internally to make it shoot tighter groups. So we are talking about still 2-ish MOA groups, but it's even tighter.
Right.
And we did some tests internally, and it shoots really, really great. And speaking of the barrel, it brings the stability. So obviously, you can recognize from the very first comparison, Bren 2, Bren 3, this one goes better. There is a little bit addition of the weight, logically, for obvious reasons, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Can I change the barrels and calibers and so on the Bren 3?
Yeah. So we are bringing the platform in 2 calibers, 5.56 and 300 blackout. Different use, different operations, but we wanted to bring, these 2 variants. This one is more fit. The 5.56 is more fit to the military. 300 blackout, special operations, police, law enforcement, possibly. There will be also different barrel lengths. We are planning to bring even more barrel lengths than with the Bren 2. So there will be micro variants, long variants, pretty much light DMR variants. So there's much to look forward.
Remember when we shot that 300 blackout through a 5.56 gun this past summer? Is the gun going to break? Probably. But is it going to kill me back here? Probably not. Famous last words, right? Is everyone ready? All right, here we go. Uneventful. Just have a look. If you see it, it's like...
No, it's gone.
Shut up.
It's empty.
Oh my God.
You know, I cannot forget it, right?
I mean, we did it on purpose, right? But the point I'm driving at here is that I was blown away with how tough the Bren 2 was, where we deliberately ran a 300 blackout round through it, and then we went to clear it, and there was like, I mean, we shot right through it. I mean, it was fine. The gun was fine. To me, which was absolutely incredible. So to go from an AC-225, a NATO-tested gun, a gun that we tried to break by shooting the wrong round through it, to what we have here with the Bren 3, I think this is very exciting. Lucas, thank you so much for walking us through it. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned. We're bringing you more from CZ.